and welcome to Hadoop Exam Learning Resources. In this series, I am going to discuss about question number 30 for AWS Solution Architect Professional Level, practice paper 1 provided by hadoopexam.com. So now let's jump to the question number 30 and try to understand what it is asking. You have created a public subnet and one private subnet to host your website and databases. Select the most correct statement which applies. So let me go to again explanation, first concept clear, and then we'll come to the options. Okay, now let's learn about the first VPC route table configuration and some detail, and that concept would help to answer that question. A VPC that has been configured with subnets in multiple availability zones, correct? So you have a VPC, you have a multiple availability zones, correct? And you created subnet in this. You can optionally add an internet gateway to enable communication with the internet. So internet gateway is required. A virtual private network VPN connection to enable communication with your network or your data center, that is as shown in the diagram. If you see here, this is a VPN connection here with the subnet basically, correct, which we are using here. Okay, we're using virtual, and this is for your using internet gateway V1 basically. If subnet traffic is routed to an internet gateway, the subnet is known as a public subnet. So this is your first subnet, which it is routed to the internet gateway. So this is your public subnet, correct? If you want your instances in public subnet to communicate with the internet, it must have a public IP address or elastic IP address, which is the case. So this V1 instance can communicate with the internet as well. If subnet does not have a route to internet gateway, the subnet is known as a private subnet. So this is your second one, is a private subnet basically, which does not have a internet gateway attached to it. So this is a private subnet. If a subnet does not have a route to the internet gateway but has its traffic routed to virtual private gateway, then subnet is known as a VPN only subnet. So this is your VPN only subnet because it has a route to the VP, basically virtual private gateway. So then VPN only subnet. Regardless of the type of subnet, the internal IP address, so whatever internal IP address, whether it's a public subnet, whether it's a private subnet or VPN subnet, all internal IP addresses, whatever on this subnet level, whatever CIDR block you have defined, can talk to each other locally. The IP addresses range of the subnet is always private. Amazon do not announce your address block to the internet. So when somebody is communicating with this V1 instance, so the private IP addresses of this instance is not known to outside world. Only elastic IP address would be known to outside world, correct? Now let's go to the options for these questions. Regardless of type of subnet, the internal IP address range for subnet is always private. So that is what we just learned. In public subnet, the internal IP address range of the subnet is always private. In public subnet, the internal IP address range of the subnet is always private. That is also true, correct? Basically, but more accurate is this: regardless of the type of subnet, the internal IP address range of the subnet is always private. It's not only about public subnet, correct? So regardless of this, regardless of the type of subnet, the internal IP address range of the always public. Obviously, this is opposite of the A, and C is opposite, so this is not an answer. In public subnet, the internal IP address range of the subnet is always private. I think there is some typo. Both B and C option is a same here, and also one I would say it's correct. Statement is correct, but more accurate statement is this: regardless of the type of subnet, whether it's a public, private, or VPN only. Then, so this kind of confusion may be created if there is only one option to choose. If they would have given two options to choose, then you could select A and B as well. So obviously, fourth one is typo. There should be some other thing, but yeah, that is. So let me submit this, and once I submit this is the correct answer basically. So we need to choose more accurate answer from the given options. So that's all about this question number 30, and thanks for watching. I'm stopping now, and we'll cover next question in an upcoming session. Thank you. I'm stopping now. Hello, in this video I'll tell you how to convert a long text into MP3 file or in OGZ format, and which you can download as well. For that you would be using a software provided by QuickTechie quicktechie.com. So now let me show you the features and what all can be done using this software. So let me start here. Even before I start, I wanted to show you this software is provided by quicktechie.com and this is their website. This is the website which you need to go to and download this software. So let's start with the features. You can download your text converted into MP3 or OGG format, whatever text you have converted in any language which is supported by utility and whatever voice rate you want to change. Virtually there is no limit because we are using here Google Voices to convert your text into voice. So Google has there a limit with 5000 characters in each request, but we have created this software such a way there is no limit. You can create as big as text file and you can convert into a single MP3 file. What we do basically, we submit multiple requests if there is a more than 5000 characters in each request, and then we accumulate the result and finally gives one MP3 file or OGG file. Voice tuning, personalized. You can change the pitch of the voices as per your need. There are different 20 semitones and 4 times faster speeds, etc. You can set up on this using this tool. Highly secure. Every communication between your machine and Google Cloud happens on encrypted manner. So this is a highly secure and it is being done using Google Cloud credentials only. There are 40 plus different languages supported and 250 different voices. Operating system. This software can work on Windows, Unix and Mac OS. So now pricing. So you need to get a subscription from quicktechie.com. So this is the website where you need to get the subscription basically annually and semi-annual subscription for using this software. That is one thing. Once you subscribe the software, there is no character limit, no basically other limit until your subscription expires. So we have a subscription of 6 months and 12 months. So you can subscribe this. Other thing which Google has basically their own prices for conversion of text to speech basically. So but if you see up to 4 million character for a standard or non-wavenet voices, it's absolutely free for each month. So 4 million characters is equal to, you can imagine, is almost 10 textbook in general. This would equivalent to that. Correct. And Google Cloud provides up to 1 million character text to speech conversion for WebNet voices, which is high quality voices, free for 1 month, absolutely free. And if you are using Google trial version of 90 days, the $300 is also free to use. So this is a much cheaper solution compared to anything which is available online text to MP3 conversion or something. Those has a limitations, how many characters you can send in each request, how much you can download this, how monthly limit they have, kind of thing. There's once you subscribe this software, until your subscription expires, there's no limit. You can convert as many character as you want. So that is what the pricing perspective. Now let's move to the customer base for this this tool which quicktechie has, audiobooks converter. So like most of the people now started converting textbook into the audiobooks, and they wanted to listen it and kind of things, and